you need to get results? How many of you need to gain that momentum, make progress this week? Put me inside the chat stream. If that is you, you have got to listen to the entire broadcast. I have got 8 hot tips to help you have a successful week. So if you enjoy my content and you enjoy the positivity, the support that I give in these broadcasts, please like or love the broadcast. Please share it out because somebody needs some positive motivation. Someone needs some focus today. So coffee cheers, everybody. Happy Monday. As I sip my coffee, welcome into the broadcast. So I am coming in from Sacramento, California area today. Where are you coming in from? I would love to hear. So if you have not been following me, I have owned Smart Chick Laser Focus Mentoring, my gosh, for so many years. And I am so blessed to be connected with so many of you all over the world. Is that the whole premise of Smart Chick Laser Focus Mentoring is to give you real life tips. Can someone put that inside the chat stream? Not something that's theory, not something that's fluffy and out there. Real life tips that I use for myself, I use for my clients, and you can apply directly to your life. Hi there, Bernadette. Welcome in. Hi, Claudia. So good to see you. Yvonne, thank you so much for coming here. Is that Lorenzo? Thank you, Lorenzo. Thanks so much for coming in. You're new here. Yay. Yes, I've been on Haps for a while now. I'm enjoying it. So welcome in. Real life tips. How many of you need that? Like how many of you have ever listened to someone and go, what is she talking about? Like this is not feasible. So welcome in. Oh, you're new here too. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So yes, I have been on Periscope for a million years and decided to, because they're no longer going to be around in March, looked around and I love Haps. So welcome in everybody. Hi, Elaine. How's everybody doing this morning on a scale of 1 to 10? Put it inside the chat stream. 1 to 10, how are you? You doing okay? Hopefully you all had a great weekend. So those of you know that I have owned my own company for a long time, and I'm also have a contract with doing work with seniors with 60 and above. I am the director of marketing and sales and leasing for a brand new construction out here in California, and it is amazing. So let's see, I had a very full week this last week and actually worked through the weekend. So today I'm actually taking a day off. Hi there. Thanks so much, Aaron, for being here. And thank you so much for subscribing. All right, let's get right to the tips. Who is ready for the tips? I've encouraged you so much. I'm so glad. So glad. So busy, full days with me, everybody, with this project I'm doing for senior living and my business. But I love you guys, and I am ready to give you 8 hot tips that you can apply to your life to have a more successful week. Put ready inside the chat stream if you are ready. Please share this out. Please love the broadcast. Thank you so much, Claudia, for the Super Heart Award. Love it. All right. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, I'm sipping my coffee to get rocking and rolling. So tip number 1, everybody, for us to have a successful week, for you to have a successful week, you got to get organized. How many of you know that you totally stay stuck? Sometimes you get frozen. You know what? When you have a hot mess around you. How many of you have ever had your desk or your workspace totally full and you know what? You just don't get things done. So get yourself organized. Clean off your desk. Put things in piles. Get things in folders, right? Is that get yourself organized. What exactly do you need to do today? Don't keep it here. Put it down here. Right? Or put it on a computer program. Get yourself organized on what you need to get done. Let me give you a hot tip of a program that I use. There's a million of them out there, but Zoho has a free email, and Zoho has these amazing apps, ZOHO, and I use their app called Notebook, and it gives me different lists of different things that I have to do. I love it. You got to get yourself some great apps, some great organizational ways so that you can get focused for the day. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for coming in. So This is a weird week for me because I decided to work throughout the weekend. So I'm actually taking a day off today. So everybody, as you start this Monday, I want you to have a successful week. So get organized is tip number one. Number two, how many of you know, put your favorite emojis in the chat stream, that sometimes you go, what time does Cynthia get up? She gets up so early. Yes, I get up early. So the next tip is this, everybody. Get moving early. You've got to discipline yourself to get up and get moving. Those that get organized and get taking action early, right, are ahead of the game. So that's tip number two, everybody, is that you just can't keep putting the snooze alarm on, is that you got to discipline yourself to get up, get organized, and get moving. And that, you know what, the sooner you're up and moving and grooving, people respect the fact that you're on top of your game. So what does this mean if you're not an entrepreneur and you work for an employer? Don't be late. Get there on time. Get there early. If you start work, if your workday starts at 9 o'clock, let me tell you something. I don't want my team members walking through the door, starting to get coffee at 9 o'clock, starting to put on their computer, right? Is that, let me just give you just a hot tip, everybody. In order for you to make the most of your day, you should be ready to rock and roll at 9 a.m., right? If that is the start of your workday. I start off much earlier than that, but you got to discipline yourself to get yourself organized and get moving. All right. Thanks so much for coming in, Yvonne, Bernadette, Shelley. Thank you so much. Claudia. Who's ready for tip number? I'm going to do number 4 because number 3 is discipline yourself. You have to take personal responsibility for your work, and you've got to motivate yourself. So you've got to find how you're going to be able to get up early and get yourself organized. All right. Oh my gosh. Number 4 has to do with discipline. Good morning, Joan. Thank you so much for coming in. I'm giving 8 hot tips to make sure that you have a successful week. As Joan knows, I worked over the weekends. I got a ton of stuff done. I worked through the weekend, so I'm taking a day off today. But you guys got to get rocking and rolling on your week, and so I'm giving 8 hot tips. All right. Number 4. We all do this. We all make excuses as to why we can't do something, don't we? Think about the last time you go, you know what, I can't do this because I need a website first. Oh, I can't do this. You know what? It's the pandemic. It's COVID, right? There's a lot of stuff, and I'm just giving a couple excuses. Or I don't have the right equipment. I don't have this. I don't have that. I don't have the right connections. People that make excuses, things don't happen for them. We all make excuses at times, don't we? We all do. We all make excuses. We got to shut down the excuses. Excuses don't make things happen. Whining about things we can't control isn't going to make things happen, right? So, for example, we have new construction, new building to fill, lots and lots and lots of people, right? We need to get into the building. We can't make excuses, right? Is that the right clientele is out there, the right means is out there. Successful people don't make excuses. Successful people take personal responsibility and make things happen. They find a way. Good morning, Joan. Good morning, everybody. Thanks, Yvonne. I'm already on tip number 4. So how many of you, just put an emoji inside the chat stream if you have got to stop the excuses? Just stop saying, you know, I wish I could. You know what? If only I had this, if only I had that. Successful people fail. Successful people keep trying. Successful people press forward when they have absolutely nothing. And they create the connections. They create the money. They create the impact. So listen, just take personal responsibility, everybody. I've got to, right? Every single day, I got to pick myself up and say, today's going to be a better day. Today's going to be better results, but you can't think about things. You got to act on things. And you have got to do like Mel Robbins says, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, move. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Love it. Love it, Michelle. Thank you so much for coming in. For those of you that have not shared out the broadcast or liked it or loved it, I appreciate it. It just helps get my content out there a little bit more. More importantly, the right people receive it. So thanks so much, everybody. So number 5 is sort of related to number 4 about not making excuses. Find a way. I got this great affirmation card that I pulled the other day. I have all types of motivational stuff. And one of the affirmation cards, I actually have it in my office out in Elk Grove. And it says, every problem has a solution. Every problem has a solution. Yeah, and Joan, let's talk about that, everybody. We all make excuses. Excuses don't make things happen. I'm not going to say that it's easy, but you know what? You try a different way. You pivot this way. If you don't have the right connections, you have to make the right connections. You got to get uncomfortable. And you know what? Taking personal responsibility is everything. By complaining about this person, or you know what, you don't have the right connection here, or you don't have the right technology. We got to stop focusing on what we can't have. So for example, COVID has totally rocked so many businesses out there, so many different things, right? But what can you do? There's so much you can do. And the most successful people, the most successful businesses pivoted. And you know what? They find a way. How many of you need to stop with the flipping excuses and say to yourself, Cynthia, or Joan, or Michelle, or Lorenzo, or Claudia, right? Or anybody here. You just got to tell yourself, stop. Making excuses gets me nowhere. Take personal flipping responsibility, and let's figure out a way how to make things happen. And if you can't figure it out yourself, hire someone like myself as a mentor to give you different alternatives, to kick you in the duff, to hold you accountable. Bottom line is, while you're making excuses, other people are making money, connections, jobs, opportunities. Bottom line. Thank you so much for coming in, everybody. I definitely want to read your comments. So let's see. Colin says, knowledge is not power. The only half power. Action is power. I love that. I love that Joan just said, I just had a little chat with myself about the excuse thing. How many of you need to make that conversation happen with yourself today and say, stop the freaking excuses. Excuses make no sense, keep me stuck, give me no momentum. So the bottom line is this, and I say this all the time, everybody, but I have learned this throughout the years. Seriously, I don't wait for anybody else. How many of you have ever sent an email and said, oh, yeah, I'll get back with you, Joan, or I'll get back with you, or yeah, let's do something together. And you wait. And you wait. Oh, well, so-and-so hasn't gotten back to me yet. Right? How many of you, I really am on a fitness journey, and so-and-so and I are supposed to be going on walks every day, and so-and-so hasn't been coming for walks. That's an excuse. So I wake up every single day, and this is one of the things I say to myself, everybody. I talk to myself, trust me. I say to myself, you know what? No flipping excuses. I'm not waiting for anybody else. I'm not going to make an excuse about why this, why that. You know what? State the facts. This is a hot tip, everybody, and this isn't even part of the tips. State the facts. Speak them out to yourself. Speak them out to the world. But go, you know what? This is the fact, and this is how I'm going to pivot. This is the fact, and this is what I need to do. State the facts, but whining gets us nowhere. Putting excuses out there makes no sense, and it keeps us stuck. So everybody, personal responsibility, and say, you know what? I'm not going to blame the world, COVID, anybody else, my boss, my husband, my spouse, my wife, my girlfriend, my boyfriend, my partner, you know what, my dog. That's one of the biggest things I've learned in my life is that, you know what, people will disappoint you. You can't wait on anybody else to do this or do that. You have to take personal responsibility for your independence, personal responsibility for your finances, personal responsibility about the people who you have in your life, personal responsibility about your physical fitness, your emotional health, physical health. You can't rely on anybody else. So you got to kick yourself in the flippin' duff and say, I'm going to stop the darn excuses, right? Love these comments, everybody. So let me see if I can read a couple more comments. I'm sorry I can't read all of them. Let's see. I'm not I'm not here yet. That's my excuse. While you're making excuses, other people are working. Oh, thank you so much, Yvonne. Thank you for the award, Yvonne. I love it. But isn't it true, everybody, that we could be moving forward so much quicker? We could be trying different things, breaking through fear if we stopped making excuses and we really just said, you know what, this is a fact. I didn't make any money this week. How can I pivot? You know what? My connections suck. My network sucks. People, you know what, that I surround myself with, you know, are definitely not movers and shakers if you need that in your life. And you know what am I going to do to connect with better people? What am I going to do to get my message out there? No, there's not networking events. No, there's certain things that can happen. What can you do? When people say, you know what, I haven't had a job, you know what I mean, since such and such time, you know what, I'm on the job postings all the time because we post jobs for our company and stuff like that. There's a lot of jobs out there, but are you willing to get uncomfortable? Are you willing to do what you got to do so that you can work towards what you want to do? Excuses keep us stagnant. Excuses keep us from making money. You got to open your mind. You got to open your heart, open up your brain. You've got to open up your mindset that, you know what, this way isn't always the way. And you can't say this way or the highway. You have got to go 100% into plan A, but you also got to have plan B, C, and D. I hope this is resonating with somebody today. So number 1, get organized. Number 2, get moving early. Number 3, you got to discipline yourself, which I'm disciplining myself on this broadcast because I'm going to get off at the top of the hour. Number 4, don't make excuses. Shut it down. Kick yourself in the duff if you start making an excuse and say, Cynthia's looking at me. Can't do it. Successful people find a way. Find a way. And you know what? This is so hard when you're on your own. Everybody, I have created great boundaries with people that, you know what, just don't want to move forward in life. Sorry. I love you. You know what? We'll talk with you about general stuff, but having to do with business and life and career and financial stuff, I can't have warriors in my life. I can't have people that are constantly just totally dragging you down. You got to hang around with people that are movers and shakers and people who press forward and people that get uncomfortable, people that are smarter than you. The only way that I have grown is that I have surrounded myself with much smarter people than me and have pushed me way out of my comfort zone that it was so uncomfortable. But I've learned and I've grown, I've fallen down, I've gotten back up, I've made mistakes. I learn from them. Make sense, everybody? If you're hanging around a bunch of turkeys that aren't making things happen, that aren't helping you grow, you're going to stay where you are. And if you want to improve yourself, right, is that you got to do something different. But you got to be willing to fall down. You got to be willing to fail. You will fail. I have failed. But guess what? I get back up. And the people that I surround myself with, who are very successful people, have failed. But you got to be willing to look stupid. This is another thing. Boom, this just came to me, everybody. How many of you fail to do something because you don't want to look stupid? You don't want to feel like a fraud. You don't want to feel like you're incompetent. You don't want to feel like you don't have the answers. You don't have all the answers. You're not going to be perfect. You're totally going to make mistakes. I've got to pull this up. I messaged this to my friend Pam Smart the other day. Where is it? A great quote. Put some emojis in the chat stream, everybody, if you want to hear this great quote. It's about change. It's about change. Let me see. Here we go. Here it is. Let me know. I want to see some emojis, everybody. This is a great flipping quote about change and breaking through fear. All the time, that's your biggest obstacle, Joan. Hi, Jeff. How are you? Love it. You got to take the first step. Negative people drain the energy and keeps you stagnant. And you know what? I heard this great phrase recently that said, you know what? When you do nothing, right, is that you either improve or you go backwards. If you don't do anything, do you truly stay the same, or are you making your life worse? This person that I was listening to the other day is that life is constant movement. And so if you're not doing anything about your financial situation, you're actually making things worse. If you don't do things about your relationships, you're actually, negatively affecting your life, and you're not staying exactly where you are. You're either moving forward or you're moving backwards. So think of that, everybody, when you've got somebody in your life that's keeping you stuck, when draining you and toxic. Don't say, you know what, I'm stagnant. You're actually draining your life and negatively affecting your life. So you have to, every single moment of the day, say, you know what? I'm never exactly where I'm at. I'm either moving forward or moving backwards. And you know what? I cannot waste time on things that are draining my energy and making me take steps backwards. So here is the quote, everybody. Hi, Dragonfly. How are you? Great to see you. Okay. Oh my gosh. Ready? One of the best quotes about change. How many of you have ever gone through major change that was torturous in the beginning? Whether it was a divorce, whether it was a job loss, whether it was, you know what, you had to remove somebody from your world. This is what Robin Sharma says. I love Robin Sharma. All change is hard at first, messy in the middle, and so gorgeous in the end. I'm going to read that one more time. How many of you need to make a change? Robin Sharma, one of the greatest leaders in the whole wide world, says all change is hard at first. It's messy in the middle, but so gorgeous at the end. Look up that quote, everybody. Print it out and put it in front of your flippin' face. I'm going to say it one more time, because isn't this true? How many of you know, my hair is sticking out over here, that when you went through a change, it was really hard, really, really hard, and it was messy. You were probably a hot mess. But guess what? As a result of the change, your life got better. So Robin Sharma says all change is hard at first, messy in the middle, and so gorgeous at the end. Everybody, let's keep going. Let's keep pressing, and don't be fearful of change, because it's gorgeous in the end. So finding a way. Number 6, in order to be successful, provide value. Are you giving something out that somebody needs? Are you lifting somebody up? Value can be content. Value can be saying a kind word. Value can be smiling. Value can be solving a problem. Ask yourself, if you're not going anywhere, ask yourself, am I providing any value that people need? Love it. Love that you're seeing glimpses of gorgeous. I love it. All right, I got a couple more minutes, then I've got to get out of here. Thank you so much for coming in. Please put your favorite emojis in the chat stream if you like this. Please share this out. I am over on Smart Chick Facebook page. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Periscope right now, and I'm on Haps. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed, okay? 7, everybody, cut yourself some slack. Celebrate your wins every day. The smallest of wins, the biggest of wins. Okay? Everybody, sometimes you say to yourself, what a bad flippin' day. You had bad moments in a day. The entire day wasn't bad. You woke up. That's a gift. Did you have a roof over your head? That's a gift. Did you take an action today that maybe planted a seed? That's a win. Everybody, again, this is all discipline stuff. You can't expect people to pat you on the flipping back all the time. How many of you, right, remember all the time people going, good job, Jeff. Good job, Joan. Good job, Michelle. Good job, Cynthia. Great job. And now you look to your left, you look to your right, and you know what? You might have had a great workout. You might have had a great music session, Claudia, and there's nobody going like this. You're by yourself. It's hard. It's hard when somebody isn't telling you, great job, right? So I'm going to tell you, great job. You have got to celebrate your wins every single day. You have to celebrate yourself. Have a little glass of wine. Go out for a walk, get yourself a little treat. Just write it down and celebrate your wins by doing it that way. You have got to give yourself some grace, and every single flipping day, in order for you to keep pressing forward, you've got to celebrate what you did do. Right? So how many of you need to do that? That sometimes you're so hard on yourself and go, I'm so overweight. I'm never going to lose this weight. But you know what? You did an hour-long workout. You know what? Maybe you didn't have anybody on your broadcast when you did your music. But you know what? It sounded damn good. Right? Or how about, you know what? Maybe you didn't get a sale today, but you know what? You planted some great seeds. You made somebody laugh. You made a great connection. Right? You got to celebrate the wins, even if they're so flippin' small. I just heard someone say it's so difficult with the COVID situation. Guys, gals, we've been through this COVID thing now for almost a year. I know it's difficult. There's so many things I can't do. But we have to choose. We have to force ourselves not to go down that rabbit hole and say to ourselves, okay, state the facts. Let's go back to one of the tips. State the facts of certain things you can't do. But then you got to pour your energy in what you can do. So that phrase of it's so difficult because of the COVID situation, of course it is. But guess what that phrase does? That phrase keeps you stuck, and it almost gives you permission not to do anything. Put boom inside the chat stream if that resonates with you. When you make an excuse, you're giving yourself permission not to do anything. I'm speaking to myself as well, everybody. I could say, hey, listen, you know what? I need to make so many sales, but COVID is going on. We're in the middle of a pandemic. It's so difficult. We can't have networking events. We can't have live events. So you know what? That's the reason why I'm not making sales. I can't make those flipping excuses, folks. When you say an excuse, how many of you know this? Put a 1 inside the chat stream. It's raining outside. Put a jacket on, right? There's no live events. I can't network. Do a live stream. You know what? I don't have the right people around me. Find somebody else. People don't support me. Create boundaries with those people. When we make an excuse, we're giving ourselves permission not to do anything. So everybody, number 7 is celebrate wins. The last one, and I got to get out of here like really quickly, is that the last one, take care of yourself. If you want to have a successful week, every single day, every single hour, get up, stretch, take a couple deep breaths, get some water, get some sleep. At the end of the day, stop worrying about stuff you can't control of the day that just happened. Get yourself some sleep and start new the next day. This is the sentence everybody knows, and every time you can do it. Yeah. So, everybody, how many of you got something out of the broadcast? Put your last final comments. I got to jump out of here. I'm disciplining myself because you know what? I got to get some things done early. I've got to message a couple people before I take my day off. So, everybody, I hope that you got something out of this broadcast. Please tag somebody. Please share it out. Please like or love the broadcast. Not because I just want you to do that. I want you all to have a successful week. I love you guys. All of these tips, I have to kick myself in the duff with every single day. I am a motivational speaker. I am a laser focused mentor. I've got, you know what? I'm a leader in a company, but you don't think I struggle? We all do. But the main thing is we cannot make excuses. We got to check ourselves before we wreck ourselves, right? We got to pick ourselves up no matter how many times we fall down, no matter how many times somebody says no. You got to get back up and press ahead. So stop being lazy. Stop making excuses. Stop doubting yourself. I'm not perfect. I learn and grow every single day. Fail again, get yourself back up. Before you know it, you will be successful. Love it. All right, awesome. Everybody, let's get out of here. Joan said I got my list going and I'm ready to get going. So everybody, let's get going. I'm Cynthia Bazin, your laser focused flipping mentor from Smart Chick Laser Focused Mentoring. If you need a mentoring session, is that I have a couple slots open on the weekends. Please let me know at smartchick.me. I hope you guys really, really love this broadcast. Again, please share it out. Sharing is caring. I love you guys. No excuses. Let's get going and let's have an absolutely flippin' amazing week. Thank you, Christopher. Thank you, everybody. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's go have a successful week. Personal responsibility. Press, 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 press. Bye, everybody.